Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming for this special event. I am Luis Restini, and I'm here to give you a very special speech. I have always thought that the most difficult thing about a speech is finding the appropriate topic. A topic that motivates you to make a great speech, and it should the audience to follow you in each of your words with the same emotion. And I was searching for this topic when my son Dario, who is a 27 years old young man, approached me to ask me for advice on how to move forward with his relationship with his girlfriend Jules, with whom he has already lived for 2 years. But their relationship is falling apart due to jealousy and insecurities. So I thought a couple relationship would be a great topic for my speech. And that's why today we're going to talk about relationship. All relationships, regardless of which generation we belong to, baby boomer, X, millennials, or Z. Well, at this point, I had to clarify that I am 57 years old and I belong to baby boomer generation. So, a couple relationship always face relatively the same problems, such as jealousy, insecurity, infidelity, falling out of love, etc. The only thing that changes is the environment of society in which these problems develop. For example, I come from Venezuela, a country with a culture much more backward than American culture. In my time, and in the society around me when I grew up, young people live with their parents until the age of marriage, which generally range from 25 to 20 years old. And living as a couple before marriage, like today, that people live together. Well, in my times, that was a disgrace or a dishonor for parents, for families, especially for the parents of the female side. So, when you decide to join someone and start a home sweet home, there was no room for mistakes. And then, if the things went badly for you and you decide to get divorced, oh my gosh, the man had to carry the weight of being a divorced man. It's like a big stigma that would affect you in many ways to start another relationship. Since first you had to convince the person you are trying to conquer, and you had to convince the people that you are not hit and run person. Well, in this case, fuck and run person. And with respect to women, it was like carrying the Demi Moore Scarlet Letter. I don't know if you saw the movie, but it was something like that. It was a really tragedy. I'm telling you all this preamble because that is part of the story of my life. I had a girlfriend for 10 years, since high school until we graduated from the university together. Of course, with all the ups and downs that a couple can go through in a decade. Only with the difference that being just boyfriends, you had the freedom to go to sleep at your house and simple not visit her for a few days. And the best part, the cell phone did not exist, which relieved you and made your escape easier. Well, returning to the story, Due to things in life and our own carelessness, she became pregnant, to which both my parents and hers demanded that we had to pay for the dishonor or for the disgrace to the family. And we had to pay with a marriage. Yes, we have forced to marriage. Nevertheless, both she and I knew that was not going to work. And just as it happened, after 6 months of sharing our married life, I decided to separate because I felt that with each passing day, the step was becoming more and more difficult. So I took the decision to leave from home before the baby was born, believing that this way the baby, would not miss the presence of the father at home. And of course, with the absolute certainty that it was the best for both, for me and for my ex-wife. Because we were giving us a second chance to rebuild our life. And well, I took the decision and we got divorced. I wandered for 2 years between girlfriends and adventures, but I wasn't making honor to the term fucking wrong. It just was because I felt that it was my second chance and I had to choose well with whom I was going to face it. So my standards of demand grew enormously until one day I met a girl and I said, I think I found the piece of the puzzle that I was missing. And that's how I had to face her family, who did not receive me in a good way because I was a divorcement. As I mentioned before, that was a strong stigma that you had to carry out. And after 6 months of our courtship, I proposed her to marry me. You had to look the family. The entire family was against, of course, because of the promise. Even she also hesitated, and I remember when she told me, why don't we wait a little longer to get to know each other better? And I remember my answer was, look, I come from a relationship that lasted 10 years of dating and 6 months of marriage. And from that, I learned one thing. No one ever gets to know each other. So let's get to know each other over the course and take the risk together. Because I feel that you are the person who complements my life. And if you also feel the same, then let's give ourselves the opportunity. And today, I find myself here telling you that this 6-month relationship dating today has been married for 26 years with 2 beautiful sons of 23 and 22 years old, plus Dario, who was the product of my first relationship, but who is an integral part of our family since he was always seen by my other 2 sons as the older brother and not as the son of my dad had of the outside. And all this thing happens thanks to the love and intelligence of my wife and I living as a couple. And to close, and based on the brief history of my life, of my love life, I want to tell you what was the advice I gave to my son, Dario. And probably that may be useful to some of you. I told him, when you decide to join someone, your relationship is in terms of number from 1 to 10, where 10 is the maximum love you can feel for someone. The relationship, any relationship at the every beginning must be at 10, because over time it will tend to decrease and not to grow up. And the important thing is that couples learn how to maintain that 10 for as long as possible. But if you join someone with a relationship in a level 5, that relationship no go up to 10. Never grow up to 10. By the contrary, she will continually go down. And over time, that relationship will end up reaching 0 sooner than later. Because people do not learn how to fall in love. Fall in love, you cannot learn in any place. Love is a feeling that comes in the right moment and is planted into you. The only thing that people should learn every day is to share each other and communicate with each other. And that is what leads you to not let your relationship fall down below an 8. So if you don't feel today that your love tank is at 10, then keep looking until you find the piece of the puzzle you are waiting for. That's my advice. Thank you for joining me until the end, and I hope this story has been useful to some of you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.